Thank you. Okay, so we're actually going to start today with a chest opener. Okay, so we're going to take that ball to the middle of our back and just lay back on it. And I like to lift my hips up and put them back down. It kind of just settles me into my ball. Okay, hand over hand behind the head, elbows are open wide. There's a fist width between the thighs. That's how far apart the legs are. Now gently take it over the ball on an inhale. And then exhale, lifting from your core. So don't get caught pressing those hands to lift you up. Now, if you are a vertigo sufferer, we don't want to go past parallel. You're still getting a stretch. And exhale up. And again, we inhale, 2 exhale, and 1 more. Inhale over. And then hold this one here. We're going to do little marches. The right knee is going to lift up, tabletop over the hip, and place it back down. And then the left leg, exhale to inhale. Exhale. So I'm lifting my leg from my core. Your chin should be to your chest. And you should be looking into your belly button. If you're feeling strained to your neck, that's not a good thing. If you have to, slide the ball higher up if you want to have more support. Okay, so I'm going to go over my ball again. And as I come up, I'm going to draw my right leg to a tabletop. And I'm going to inhale back over. Exhale, left leg. Move with control. Inhale over. Exhale, lift. Inhale over. Exhale up. Now I'm going to add on to this. Inhale over. Now, as I exhale, I'm going to rotate my elbow across to that thigh. Retrace back down over the ball. Inhale. Exhale, I come up and I rotate. Make sure the elbows stay in a straight line. And we come over the ball. I nod my chin to my chest. My elbows stay wide. I rotate. Inhale back down. Exhale, now hold this one right here. Good. Now hold that crossover. Tap those toes down and lift as I hold that crossover. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Here's 4. Make sure you're curled up. Don't lay over your ball. Curl up. And 3. And 2. And 1. Unwind. Put that foot down. Stretch over your ball. Inhale. Exhale, bring the other leg up and rotate that torso. So my head is up. I'm in flexion here. And I tap my toes and I lift for 8. Inhale, exhale, 7. Inhale, exhale, 6. Elbows are wide. Don't get caught curling them in towards that head. And we go for 4 more. And 3, move with control, lifting that leg from the core. Last one, as I lower that foot down, I unwind and I do another stretch over my ball. Nicely done. Lengthen your legs out into a Pilates stance. Nod that shin to your chest and reach those fingers towards your toes. Now very slowly come off your ball, up and over. Yes. And then reach, and that's okay. And we're going to come back, gently tucking that tail. That ball should still be there. Now I'm going to take my body over my ball, reach my arms over, follow those hands. Circle the arms around, nod the chin to the chest. The fingers are reaching for the toes. Scoop that belly and come slowly up and over. Use your breath. So we inhale to come back. Exhale, over. Circle the arms, chin to chest, inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Funnel everything into the center. Yes. And bring it back. Melt those shoulders. Now make sure you're wrapping those thighs to support. And we go up and over. Circle those arms, chin to chest. Scoop the belly. Exhale. Good. And then we're going to roll it back just until we're on that ball again, but don't go over the ball this time. Hold this right here. I'm going to take my right knee into my chest and press that foot back out. And then the left. So I'm going to exhale it in. Inhale long. Shh. And lengthen. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. The neck feels no strain. I'm just alternating the knee in as my arms reach long. Yep, my chin is to my chest. Eyes on the navel. And one more. Good. I'm going to reach those arms once again over my ball. Stretch that rib cage. Circle the arms, chin to chest, and slide both knees in. And then hug those knees into your chest. Make sure you don't have any strain to your neck. Shake that head no. And anything I do on this ball can be done off the ball. I'm going to tabletop my legs and reach my arms long. I'm going to start to pump the 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, moving from my back muscles. Where should you be looking right now? Eyes to the belly so I don't strain my neck. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to press my legs out on the inhale and then exhale in. That's an option. You can also have your feet sitting on the mat with your knees bent. Shh. Shh. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. One more time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, place the feet down, hands behind the head, and stretch. If it's okay for you, I'm going to let my head rest on that mat and open up my arms. If that's okay position for you, go there. If not, be in the position that's safe. Take the hands back behind the head to support. Draw the chin to your chest. Take your hands behind your thighs and bring yourself up off that ball and grab onto your ball. Nicely done. Okay, so I want you to rest that ball on top of those knees. My shoulders are melted. I'm going to gently push into my ball to zip me up taller. Good. Now chin to chest. Scoop that belly and start to roll that ball just a couple inches down right there and then round back up. So I'm going to put myself inside this tractor tire now. I'm not going to stack my spine. It's going to stay in a C curve. Mount those shoulders and then scoop and round back up. And I'm going to inhale down and exhale up. Inhale for 2 counts. Exhale. Now I'm going to bring it all the way down. Bring it down. My arms are still reaching long. I'm going to draw my chin to my chest. Find that lower back and roll it back up just on top of those knees. Remember, where should we go if this is too hard? Don't go all the way down, right? Or put the ball behind you and we lower it down, or maybe you're only going halfway down. Draw that chin to your chest. Find that lower back. Shh. I'm going to inhale as I come down, melting those shoulders, articulating the spine in both directions. Chin to chest. Inhale to exhale. Hold it there. Hold it there. Now rotate that ball to the outer thigh facing me so you can see me. Hello. And we're going to go back an inch and curl back up. Inhale. Exhale. Another place you can put this ball that's hurting your back is right there. Okay, so don't be afraid to put it there. 3 more. And I roll it an inch, and I roll it back up an inch. And I have my sits bones equal on my mat. Last one. Come to center. And now roll the ball to the other outer thigh. And we come back and crunch up. I inhale to exhale. My gaze is in the same direction as that ball. My shoulders are melted. I'm using my breath. I'm exhaling as I come up. And 3. And 2. Last one. And 1. Hold center. Lengthen your legs all the way out and roll that ball all the way on top of those feet. Point those toes. Press the back of the knees down and really stretch. Yeah. And the further forward I go with my ball, the more my belly is going to scoop in and up. And then just roll that ball enough so you can stack the spine more. Arms are still straight. And I lengthen up. Gorgeous. And then around forward as far as I can go. And just keeping my fingertips on that ball. My shoulders are going to mount. I'm going to come up into that diagonal. Inhale. Exhale. So it's almost like a spine stretch that we do halfway through class. Inhale. It's just I'm stopping here more in a diagonal. And then I exhale. Grab onto the sides of the ball. Bring those arms parallel to the floor. And as I bend my arms, I'm going to start to stack my spine. I'm bringing that ball towards my sternum. So think of your chest going through a door frame. If you can't sit tall like this, soften your knees, okay? So we're going to take 3 counts to twist towards me. So you're going to face me. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, center. Other direction, 1, 2, 3. Keep your neck with the rest of your spine. So if my spine stops here, I don't keep going with my neck back to center. Relax those shoulders. Exhale. Shh, shh, shh. Inhale, center. Exhale, 1, a little further, 2, a little further, 3. Inhale, fill it back up. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here and exhale, release. We're going to take it all the way down, soften your knees, and place that ball behind the calves. So the calves are going to rest on the ball, and the ball is between the calf and the hamstring. Now I'm going to draw my knees closer towards me, and my back is nice and heavy. Keeping your back on that mat, I'm going to slowly tap just my toes, and then bring my knees way back in. My neck is relaxed, and my arms are really, really close to that rib cage. And I exhale back up. I inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I exhale. Keep the pelvis from rocking by putting that bowling ball on that torso. Make sure I can't fit my fingers between your back and your mat. So keep the rib cage heavy. And then draw it back up. So if you're not able to keep that back heavy, then don't go all the way to the floor, right? We don't want to strain that back. Now, another variation to this, I can press through the back of my arms and shoulders and sort of lift my tail a little bit. That's more advanced. I'll tap my toes down. I'll bring it up. And I tap it down. So if I'm going to put strain to my neck or my back by lifting up my tail, don't do it. And I tap it down. I'm going to keep this curl and I'm going to do little pulses. Up and up and up and 3 and 2. I'm losing them. And 1. Grab that ball. Bring that ball straight up over your chest. Slide your knees towards me. Look away from me and follow your ball in the opposite direction. And then press into the ball. Abdominals bring you back up. Now my knees are going to go away from the center, away from me. So you guys have those knees going away. And then we come back up. Good. I want you to bridge up for me and put that ball underneath your pelvis. Now, if you wouldn't have a ball, if you're doing this at home, you can use a toss pillow. You can also put your hands under your seat. And we're going to bring those legs straight up to 90, right over the hips. The shoulders are relaxed. I'm going to take my right leg all the way parallel. So I'm sliding my foot along that wall. Use your core to bring it back up. Relax those shoulders. And other foot. Inhale. Some of my left leg. And I exhale back up. Right leg. So I'm sliding a penny with my big toe along that wall in front of me. Use your belly to bring it back up. So some of us are not at 90. Some of us are way too close to our belly button. So your legs are like here. I want you over that hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. And again, inhale, lengthen. Now we're going to add on to this. My right leg is going to come down to parallel. Bend that knee and slide the foot in and then up. And then other leg. Reach it long, long. It's parallel. Now Bend at the knee, your heel touches, slide that heel all the way in, zip it up. And we lengthen. We inhale, bend the knee, exhale, slide it in and up. And left leg, reach long, slide it in. Now let's continue the movement. The right leg is going to lower. As it's coming in, the left leg is going to lower. Yep. And at one point, we got these legs in a scissor position. Zip it up. So my core is pulling in like crazy. And the longer I reach this leg, sliding it down that wall, the more I feel a nice release in the hip. Can you guys feel that? I love doing these on the ball. Now let's reverse it. Push it along the mat, lift up. So I bend my knee in towards me. I take my toes to the mat and I slide. So I need to see your toes slide out. Slide it out. Slide it out. That's it. Slide it out. You want to lengthen in both directions. That belly staying heavy. Last one, and bring both legs straight up. My heels are turned in, my toes are turned out. I'm going to use teeny, tiny little scissors west to east. Tiny. And I'm reaching my toes longer and longer towards that ceiling, and my belly is scooping in deeper and deeper. Now, if you want, you can stay straight up at 90. But I'm going to go down, 2, 3, 4, and up. 2, 3, 4. Lower, 2, 3, 4. Shh. Inhale as I go down. Exhale, pull that belly in. How far should you lower these legs? Well, if your back is arching and you feel strain, that's too low for your level. And I inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4, up. My legs are trying to be like beams of steel, nice and long and strong. And one more time. And we bring it up, and we hug those knees in. Nicely done. Put your left foot down on the mat and bring that right leg straight up. And the kneecap is turned away. Okay? Put that bowling ball on that torso. The torso can't move, the pelvis can't move. Let me see a straighter leg back there. Okay. Now in a circle, counterclockwise, I brush across the other inner thigh and I zip straight back up. And around to come up. Inhale to exhale. I'm tracing a backwards capital D. One more, around and hold. Now let's reverse it. Away from the center, zip up. So here's my capital D. I'm moving my leg from my core. 2 more, round to come up. And last one, round to come up. Switch the legs out. Zip that leg straight up, turn the left kneecap away, and we're going to go towards the center line and then straight back up. Cross it and lift. Now that other leg cannot move. It's pressing into the center line, not flopping around. One more. Inhale to exhale. Let's reverse that. Go away 2 inches. Zip it up strong. Inhale to exhale. Round to come up. 2 more. Inhale to exhale. And 1 more. Round to come up. Bend that knee. I got 2 feet on the mat. Bridge up. Come off that ball, but keep the ball on the floor. And then sit back down on your ball. And I'm going to pull my navel in. Squeeze my butt to lift. And then come back down on your ball. It's okay if it's not there. In exactly the same spot. Inhale to exhale. Lift up, press those shoulders down, pull that belly in, good. And come back down. And last one. Hold this one here. Now I'm going to press through my toes and lift my heels and lower my heels. And do it again. Hold that bridge, lift your heels, lower your heels. Belly in deeper, 3. Fingers reaching longer, 2. Hold this one up. Now I'll sit back on my ball and I'll lift up. I sit down on my ball and I lift up. My heels are still raised if possible. They don't have to be. 3 and 2 and 1. Pull that ball out. Bring it behind you again. Lower your heels. Reach 2 arms behind you. Inhale for nothing. And then exhale. Take your time and articulate your spine bone by bone all the way down. And hug those knees into your chest. Nicely done. Okay, I'm going to rock myself up. We okay so far? Feeling warmer. Okay. So I'm going to take that ball by my feet. I'm going to take my toes on the ball. My legs are together. And I'm going to grab behind my thighs to support my spine for now. And if that gets too easy, you can let go. All right, so my legs are together. My heels are lifted. I'm going to round my spine, roll it out. My legs go straight. My hands are supporting for now. And then retrace your steps and bring yourself back in. And again, melt those shoulders, reach long, and then come in. So the ball is being moved by my feet. Yep. Lean back. As the ball goes this way, I'm going that way. And then bring it back in. So if that's too easy, you can let go. We're going to inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale, round, melt the shoulders. Exhale, scoop. Now I'm going to add on one more time. I'm going to hold this out here. You don't have to. You can keep coming in. I'm going to take my right knee in and out, roll it back in, roll it back out. Now my left knee is going to come in and out, zip it up, press it out. Shh. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, left knee, exhale. One more each leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Last one. In. Out. Lengthen. Good. And then reach all the way forward. Grab onto your ankles and pull your torso closer towards your thighs. Good. Then we're going to bring the knees back in. Take your feet off your ball. Sit in a crisscross position. Hands on your ball. And just roll it forward. So get a nice long stretch in your spine. That should feel good, I hope. And then bring it back up. And we'll do that one more time. So I'm always lifting from the core, not from my back. Draw your chin to your chest and peel it forward. Nicely done. And we're going to come back in. All right, so we're going to go into a quadruped position onto our hands and knees. So what I'm doing here is I'm just giving you a different way of doing the ab series, okay? So the first one, my single knee was coming in. That's like a single leg stretch. So how are we going to do our double leg stretch? I would love to show you. So I'm going to take my knees a little wider than the mat, and I'm going to reach back, okay? So it's almost like a child's pose. My arms are reaching long. Now I'm going to use my thighs, my core, my glutes, my back muscles, and I'm going to push myself out into a plank. Okay, I'm going to hold 2, 3. Now when I come back this time, hover your knees if you're able, and your knees and hips are in a straight line. If you need a break, you'd come down like this then. Push back out. So you're either going to hover your mat or take the knees back down. And then we come back like a frog almost. And I press out. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale. My heels are connected. Like a beam of steel, I push out. I tuck my tail. I squeeze my armpits, and I bring it back out. Inhale, 2, 3, exhale. And again, inhale. Remember, if you're getting tired in the wrists especially, come to your knees and do the child's pose version. And give me one more. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, lower to your knees, flatten your feet. Sit back, and to release my wrist, my arms come behind me, and I curl my fingertips to my wrist. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to go back out to my plank for scissors. How are we going to do scissors this way? Take your hands out, get back into your plank. So I'm going to take my right leg, it's going to lift up, and then I come back into my plank. And then my left leg, push through your hands. Get the weight back. Left leg comes up, back into your plank. I inhale, my right leg goes straight up. Exhale into your plank. Inhale, I keep switching the legs. Exhale. And lift up, head goes down towards the mat, and then the head goes long and strong out in front of you. Last one, inhale, 2, exhale, and release. Stretch those wrists again, releasing the tension. Check in with your back, check in with your neck, check in with your hips. Okay, now press back out into your plank. Feet are going to be a little bit wider, and I want you to pike up your seat. Now my arms are going to stay straight, and my legs are going to stay straight. Keeping the legs straight, I'm lifting from my belly. I'm going to walk my feet towards my hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walk it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walk it forward. I'm lifting my foot from my core, and I take it back. Lift. I also feel a stretch in my hamstrings today. I'm very tight today. 2, 3, 4, and take it back. 2, 3, lower your knees and stretch back. Release those wrists again. Okay, so I was going to do another plank variation for our obliques in a full plank, but I think I'm going to go to my forearms. I don't know about you, my wrists are getting a little bit cranky. Okay, yeah, it's a lot, and I'm probably not pulling into my belly enough. All right, so I'm going to take the ball between my palms. I'm on my forearms. You can be on your knees, or the legs can be all the way off the mat. So I'm going to dip my right hip. Now, it can just go towards the mat, or it can touch the mat, and I'm going to come up. And then my left hip is going to go down, and I come center. So it's like I'm trying to keep my shoulders still, and I'm just rotating around. My pelvis is going side to side with my hips. I'm still pushing off that mat, so I don't want to feel a lot of strain in my shoulder girdle. I inhale down, I exhale up. I call this rock the boat, and I twist. If you're on your knees, you can still go sideways and center. Sideways and center. One more each side. Side, center, side, center. Come onto your knees and stretch it long. Hands on top of your ball, legs, hands width apart, including your feet. Come on up until your fingertips are left on that ball. So I don't have real long arms, so I'm kind of more forward. Okay? Now I'm going to try to get my hips and knees in a straight line, and I'm going to roll this ball out. And then tuck your tail, eyes to the navel, bring it back up. Roll it back out. Bring it back in. Press it out. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. And then pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. All right, stack your spine. All right, so we're going to sit on this ball. What? It's okay. Because I always tell people to do this as an option if you have trouble sitting up, but nobody ever takes me up on it, so I'm going to make everybody do it. I think you guys think it's going to pop or something. It's not going to pop. Now, why? Something's going to funky happen. It's not going to pop, though. I promise. All right, so why do I have you sitting up on the ball? I'm elevating your hips a little higher to get you to sit taller. It's sort of releasing these hip flexors a little bit, okay? So I still have my legs as wide as my mat. I'm still pressing my knees down. My feet are still like they're pressing elevator buttons. And my arms are parallel to the floor. I'm going to try to have my neck in line with my spine. So I'm going to inhale up. Exhale, chin goes to chest. Now, if you watch my lower back, it's not leaving that wall. I'm pushing my belly button in deeper, but yeah, my arms moved. Now, pull that belly in, squeeze your sit bones from your belly, not your back. Lift up on an inhale. Gorgeous. Now, exhale. Look into your belly. Push that belly button back. Round that spine. Inhale, lift from your core. Don't feel that in your back. Exhale. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, keep those feet flexed, keep those legs long. Don't leave that wall, don't leave that wall. Inhale up. Now exhale, open up those arms to a T. I want you to almost feel like your chest is going through a door frame. And I want you to feel like someone's playing tug of war with each side of your arms. Now you're going to rotate towards me. Rotate, rotate. Don't change the hips, don't change the legs. Now soft your baby toe and look at your back palm. Without your feet shifting, without a butt cheek lifting. Now from your core, lift up, rotate, crown of the head's reaching long. Soft your baby toe, look at your back hand. Lift up, inhale, shoulders are heavy. Exhale, rotate the spine. Inhale, lift from the core. Keep inhaling as I'm moving. I exhale. I lift up, I inhale, rotate, 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 rotate. Exhale, hold it here for a second. Inhale again, stay here. Exhale a little deeper. Now we come up on this one. Inhale, rotate, 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 rotate. Exhale, stay here. Inhale, exhale. Lift up. Now bring it to center and release. Okay, so I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to slide down that ball till my lower back is on that ball. The leg closest to me, okay, pull it towards you, but keep your foot down. Lengthen the other leg. Now, don't fight the ball. Lean into it, okay? Don't have shoulder tension. Let them relax. We're scooping that belly. So feel like your belly button is trying to touch that ball, but don't be off your ball. Be leaning on it, okay? From the core first, that's the first thing you're going to feel. Lift that straight leg up, then hover your mat. Take your time, and I'm in a turned out Pilates V on that straight leg. So my kneecap is facing away from me. So the belly should feel this lift first, then the front of the hip, the thigh. Take your time. Lean in that ball. It's nothing to do with your back. Flat. 2, 1. Now parallel that leg. Now slide it out towards the edge of your mat and come back in, hovering that mat. Now here I'm working on as well pelvic stability. So I don't want that pelvis to go with that leg. So I'm anchoring down a little deeper. In 3, mount those shoulders more. I see it, I feel it. 2 and 1, and bring that knee in. Take your hands to the other side. Who thought you could sweat doing Pilates? I sweat every time I do it. Are you kidding me? Okay, so I got this here holding up my spine, right? This is giving me support. So don't fight it. Support. Turn that kneecap with a straight leg away. Then I lift. Exhale. Inhale. The first thing I have to feel before I even start to lift this, that belly's got to be engaged. So pull it towards the ball. Shoulders are mounted. Don't forget to breathe. We exhale. We inhale. Do you think you're halfway through class yet? You most certainly are. Oh, we have so much fun here. 4, 3, yes, 2. Now I'm going to hover this leg. Now anchor in a little deeper. Slide it out. Pull it in. I'm working abduction and adduction. What the heck does that mean? Outer thigh, inner thigh. So I resist pushing out. I'm resisting pushing in. I inhale, so I sway it out. I exhale, coming in. 3 more. You've got this. Is the core supporting this? 2 and 1, and bring that knee in. Okay, now, this is going to be a little bit funky here, so stay with me. I hope you got room behind you. If not, scoot forward. Take one leg straight. I don't care which one it is. Put your hands behind you, really lean into that ball. Now, I need to get my pelvis on top of the ball and lay all the way down. So I'm going to push through my bottom foot and bring my legs back up. So I don't think I'm on my lower back. I'm just going to inch that a little bit further away. So I don't want the ball on your lower back. It's just supporting your pelvis, okay? Now, remember how I said before, some of you guys, when we had these legs up, I said you're going too close to your body? A little bit. So what I want you to do is I want you to put your pinkies, take your pinkies and put them right in the pocket where the thigh meets the hip. If the thigh is just touching that pinky, you're at 90. If I'm covering my pinky up with my thighs, you're past 90. So that's a good rule of thumb to figure out how you should be. Okay? Yeah. Yep, so yeah. Okay, so you can either keep your hands there if you're okay with balance. If not, put your hands back down. So we're going to circle these legs for corkscrew towards me, down, around, away from me, and back to center. And the legs shouldn't shift around. The heel shouldn't shift around. Now let's go the opposite direction. Inhale to exhale. Now you only make the circle big enough that you can control it from that pelvis. So my pelvis isn't moving. I circle down and around and up. Reverse. Inhale. So I really want you to focus on that core. So by having the ball underneath me, it's protecting my lower back, right? And I'm focusing on that core, moving my legs. And my legs are glued together. I inhale as I go over, exhale to come up. And give me one more. Inhale to exhale. Good. Bend the knees, take the feet back down, lift up your seat, pull the ball out, and come all the way down. Roll onto your stomach, take your ball with you. Okay, swan. So our legs are going to be 6 bone width apart. If you feel strained to your lower back with your legs that close, take them further apart, okay? So roll that ball all the way out, and I really want you to focus here on pulling the belly button away from the mat, so I'm engaging my core. My shoulders are going to slide down my back, and I'm going to start to lift up my chest. My head's along for the ride. And as my shoulders are going down, my chest is coming up. Yep. And then we lower it back down. Draw the ball towards the crown of the head. Shoulders are melting. I'm squeezing my seat, and I'm pulling that ball towards me. Yeah. And then exhale, press them out. Good. And again, I inhale. The head's along for the ride. The chest lifts. Squeeze the butt. Exhale, pull the belly in. I'm going to lift up. Stay here. Exhale, look towards me. Circle that chin down and around and back to center. Look away from me. Circle that chin down, around, center, and now release the ball. So this time, I'm going to inhale as high as I can go. On the exhale, my chest goes down, my feet go up. My chest is up, my feet are down, and I'm just going to rock. On the rock, I exhale. I exhale. One more. And release. Hands behind your armpits and press back into a child's pose. Move slowly, transition slow. Yes. Excellent job. Okay, I want you to press back out into a forearm plank. So take the ball back onto your mat. The ball is between your hands. I'm on my forearms. My shoulders are over my elbows, and I walk my feet back into a Pilates stance. So keeping pressure on my ball, my belly is pulling in. I'm squeezing my armpit muscles. My shoulder blades are hidden. Bring your tail a little lower. Now tuck your bums, or take your sitting bones and slide them down the wall. Good. Hold here for 4 more counts. Keep those legs together. Now lower your thighs to your hips and flatten your feet. Push off your mat with those forearms so my shoulders can get down the back further. My hips are on the mat. My pelvis is on my mat. My belly button is not. Right foot's going to kick 2 times. 1, 2. Put it down. Switch. 1, 2. Switch. Boom, boom. Nothing else moves. Kick, kick. Bend that knee as much as you can, bringing that heel towards your glute. One more each side. Kick, kick, and kick, kick. I'm going to roll that ball back out. Now, I think we all have enough room to do this. If not, we'll have to do another swan. So I'm going to lift my arms and head and chest off the mat. My right arm is going to pass the ball behind to the left. Keep your chest and head lifted and bring it back around. Now the left hand takes it back. I inhale, I exhale, I come back around. My right arm comes, and I try to lift a little higher, and I bring it out, and I switch again. Come a little higher. Keep that neck in line with your spine. Keep the glutes firing. Now just keep alternating which hand passes it back. Last one, and then release, and stretch back again into your child's pose. Slowly transition. And once we're back here, we're going to do a couple breaths. So keep the back rounded, belly engaged. Inhale, expand the rib cage. Exhale, close it back up. And again, inhale. And exhale. And come out of that. Grab onto your ball. Sit back onto your seat. And we're going to take it down for some shoulder bridges. We're going to take the ball this time between the thighs. Before you lie down, I want you to have a little bit of pressure on that ball. So I don't start with it completely expanded. I want you to press some air out of that ball. Hands behind your thighs to lower. Take your time. Bone by bone comes down. Slide the heels closer towards the glutes if you're able. If you cramp your hamstrings and you know that always happens in a bridge, walk your feet further out. So I still have that air being pressed out of the ball. Arms are close to the rib cage. Tuck your tail and articulate all the way up. As I go up, my shoulders push down, and I keep that ball tight, and I lower it back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let the air back in the ball. Press the air out of the ball. Tuck your tail. Inhale up. Exhale, the ball is still tight. Fingers reaching longer, and I let the ball fuel back up. Press the air out of the ball, tuck your tail. Now stay up here, let go of the breath. And I want you to squeeze that ball. 8, 7, my core is firing, my glutes are firing, and my inner thighs. And 3, and 2, hold that ball tight as you articulate back down to your mat. And then the ball gets more full. Press into the ball. Right away, my abdominals are engaged. I tuck my tail. I inhale up. Exhale, stay up. Release the breath, but keep the ball tight. And squeeze the ball for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it tight and exhale as you lower. Slowly sliding those fingertips closer towards the heels, and then hug those knees in. Slide the ball down to your ankles, and a little bit with the feet as well. And then bend the knees, feet on the floor, and then come onto your side to face me. We're going to lengthen those legs all the way out. So we're going to be in a completely straight line. So I got hip on top of hip, shoulder on top of shoulder, and I want you to lay all the way out onto that arm. So make sure that your hips are stacked, and this bottom rib cage is light. It's not like a brick, lead brick, okay? Or a lead balloon. All right, so I want to use opposition here. My free hand is flat on my mat. I'm going to press gently into my mat to lift my legs. I'm going to hold it for 3, 2, 1, and come back down. Make sure that top shoulder is relaxed. I'm going to lift up again. I'm going to hold long legs and release. Now make sure your top shoulder isn't creeping up. Keep it connected to your back. Lift up, 2, 3, and release. You got 3 more here. Then we'll add on. Hold, 2, 3, and release. So everything along the top side of my body is working. 2 more. I lift, 2, 3, and release. And I'm going to lift, 2, 3, and release. Now my feet were in parallel, and if they were in Pilates V, that's fine. I want you now to be more in a V. Okay? So we're going to lift up on 1. Passe, slide that ball towards the knee. Press it back out and lower your leg. So try to have your top kneecap facing the ceiling. Lift up. Slide the ball by bending that top knee. Press it back out and come back down. Watch the shoulder. I inhale. Exhale. I lift up. I roll it in by hovering that bottom leg. Press it out. Lower it down. Last one. Lift. Bend. Now stay lifted. Parallel the feet. Circle down, around, and up. I'm circling forward, back, and around. Inhale to exhale. Now I'm going to reverse it. Go back, down, forward, up. And a reverse and come up. A reverse and come up. Last one. And release. Come onto your stomach. Make a pillow. Make a pillow. And rest your forehead on that pillow. Pull your belly button in. Lift these legs off the mat. Hold it there. Now press into the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2, 2, 3. Keep your belly button pulling away from that mat. We're squeezing the butt. Yes, we're wrinkling those pants. We're firing that core. And give me 8 more here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Stretch back in your child's pose, please. And reach towards that ball with your tail. Yep. Nicely done. And I'm going to grab that ball, and I'm going to come on to my other side. So my head will be on the opposite side of my mat. The ball will go between the ankles/feet. I'm going to lengthen my legs all the way out. I'm going to lay on my side. Slide this forward. I'm going to lay on that arm. Or you can make a pillow. Just make sure your head is touching something. So I got my hips stacked. My shoulders are connected to my back. And I'm going to lift these legs and hold. 2, 3, and release. That bottom rib cage should be nice and light. Make sure your hips are stacked. You're not leaning back. And release. So my free hand gently pushes into the mat to lift my legs. 2, 3. Can you feel that top oblique? Lifting those legs, the glutes, the outer thigh. And I lift. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. It's like a slow leaking balloon. Exhale all the air out of your center. Make sure that shoulder isn't lifting to your ear. It's still connected. And inhale. Last one. Hold. And then release. Now turn the heels in. I'm going to lift my legs up again on 1. Slide in on 2. Press it back out, 3. And then lower that bottom leg. Lift those legs up. Roll that ball, kneecap to the ceiling. Press it back out. Can you feel your core working overtime? Big time. Lift up. Roll. Out. Make sure that top shoulder's not lifting. Make sure it's connected to that back. This is too hard. You can do this with your bottom leg resting on the mat. So I'm going to add on after this one. Now hold it up. Turn the feet to parallel and circle forward, down, around, pause. Now let's reverse it. Let's go back, down, forward, up, and around to come up. 2 more. And we're not going to do those belly beats again. So lower the legs and we sit up. Oh, I know we're sad. I know. Okay, so we're going to do some more plank work. So come into a tabletop position again. We're not going to do teaser because we did a lot of stuff like that at the beginning of class. You're welcome. See? Okay. All right, so I got the ball between my ankles/feet. I'm going to get in a quadruped position. My hands, they're going to be slightly in front, so I'm going to come up into a plank, okay? If you need to be in a modified plank, you walk your arms even more forward and bring your hips here. That's a modified plank, right? If I don't, I'm not here, all right? So I'm going to walk my hands slightly forward, and I'm going to press out into a plank. Good. So I'm going to take that ball again. I'm going to roll it up my leg, press it back out, flex my heels, then lift my heels. Other leg is going to roll that ball, press it back out, flex my heels, lift them back up. And I think I'm going to lose my ball this time. I might. Roll it in, press it out, flex, point. Roll the ball, press it out, flex, point, lower to your knees, stretch back and release your wrist. Curl the fingertips to the wrist. Good. I'm going to come back onto my seat. Okay. I'm going to keep the ball between, I kind of brought it up a little higher. Okay, I'm still like my little Pilates turnout. My fingers are going to face away from each other. It's just easier on the wrist. You're more than welcome to point your fingertips to your seat, okay, but not away from your seat. So the two choices are facing away from the center or turned into you, okay? So I'm going to lift my chest, melt my shoulders down, scoop and lift. Yep, and I come back down. So I want you to make sure that those shoulders are gliding down your back. So I open the chest, slide the shoulders down, scoop and lift. Inhale to exhale. Open the chest, shoulders back and down, scoop and lift. Inhale, inhale to exhale. Release those hands, and let's do some wrist circles to release. Good. Okay. So, get rid of your ball for a second. Actually, I'm going to move it here so you can make sure I can see you. So my knees are stacked, so like a mermaid, okay? No ball. I'm going to slide my feet a little further out. I want you to cross your top leg in front of your bottom leg. Wrist issues, shoulder issues, I want you to come onto your forearm, okay? You do the same thing on your forearm, but you got to make sure you're not here. Keep that lifted, okay? And even for us that are on our hand, keep this lifted. I want you to reach that arm out, palm is facing up. I'm going to trace a semicircle. I'm going to lift my hips up. I'm going to follow that arm. I'm going to come back down, hover my mat, lift back up. Inhale to exhale, and one more. Lift those hips up, and now come all the way down. Take your top leg behind. This leg is going to come forward. Grab back onto your ball. Whichever leg is in front, that hand has the ball. Okay? Yep, every head look down, and that's okay. So I'm going to put this on the ground, and I'm going to stretch. I'm going to bring it back up, grab onto your back shin, and take the ball up and over. Bring it back out to your T. Tip that teapot. Keep that hip pushing towards the glute. Pull it back up. Here's my T. Grab onto that back shin. And one more time. Inhale as I stretch. Exhale. Grab onto that back shin. Inhale and exhale. Okay, swing those legs around. No ball for the first one. So I'm in a little stacked here like a clam or a mermaid. Okay, my arms further out so I'm not this close. And my legs are a little further out as well. Easier on the hip. Take your top leg in front of your bottom leg. Palm is up. I'm looking at it. Remember, you can be on your forearm, shoulder over elbow. I'm going to show you the forearm version on this side in case you weren't sure what you should do. I'm going to lift up and over. I hover my hip. I come up and over. One more. follow that hand, lift that hip up, come all the way down. My bottom leg is going to come forward. My top leg goes back. I grab onto my ball. Here's my T. Take the ball down. Stretch over. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hold yourself up. Inhale. Exhale. You got one more to go. Over a railing. Bring it back up. And last one. Inhale. And exhale. And release. Bring this leg in front. We're going to sit crisscross if we're able. Now, once you take that ball, I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see. So you can stay facing forward. And that ball is behind me. And it's right next to me, in the heel of my hands. And I want you to feel your pelvis tilting as I push in the ball. So I'm almost lifting my butt off the mat and then release. It's almost like a cat-cow. I'm going to tuck, press into the ball, and bring it back up. Push air out of the ball, tuck and round, and come back up tall. One more. And release. Take that ball once again to the front and roll it out. We did this once before already. The neck should have no weight to it. Use your abdominals, bring it back in. Inhale. Exhale, round it back forward. And bring it back in. Take the feet behind you. Come into a quadruped position. That ball is going to be underneath the hand that's furthest away from me. Palm faces you, pinky on top. I want you to slide it through. Slide it through. Yep. And then bend the elbow and pull it back out. Inhale. To exhale. Switch the hand. Palm faces you, pinkies on the ball. Inhale. Exhale. I follow that ball. Bringing water out of that rib cage again. Bring it back. Put the ball between your knees. Curl those toes under so you can see your toenail polish. Give a little tuck of that tail. Spine is nice and long. Squeeze into the ball. Pull the belly in. Lift your knees off that mat. And just hold it for 4 and 3 and 2. Then straighten your legs. Take your butt to the ceiling. Press those heels all the way down. Now pull the belly in to lift the heels up. Release on the down. Exhale, scoop. And inhale. On the exhale, walk your hands to your feet. Yep. Hold it here. More weight on the toes and the heels. Yep. And then pull yourself up for 4 and 3 and 2 and done. All right. You're sweating. I love it.